Hello, buddy. Welcome to Power Pulse TV. Today, I am going to be discussing a topic that is very hard for me. Um, I'm a little late to it, but a couple days ago, director Josh Cooley, who did Transformers One, uh, came out with some news regarding the sequel to Transformers One. So let's just pop this image right here. Let's take a look at beautiful this beautiful work of art. Okay, I just want to let everybody know that coming from a huge Transformers fan, I am very disappointed in Paramount and Hasbro, and I'm very disappointed in people not giving this movie the recognition that it needed. And a big part of it was the marketing. The marketing, I think, for this movie was absolutely garbage. That first teaser trailer, that was like what, in space? Uh, I don't know why we needed to see a trailer in space. I mean, I guess that's cool, but just show us like I'm trying to remember all like the trailers for Transformers 1. The first one had people like, what the heck is this film? This looks horrible. Looks like a really childish Transformers. Um, Trailer 2 showed us a little bit more of like some shots of like actual Megatron and Optimus Prime. And we're like, okay, but we're still not seeing enough to grasp the audience. And then the third one, I think it was the third trailer where it was Megatron, saying, Decepticons, rise up. I was like, okay, Brian T. Henry crushed it on that. And a lot of people were, like, I don't know if he's going to do a good Megatron. Frank Welker is the GOAT, Hugo Weaving is the GOAT. But I do have to say, Brian T. Henry crushed it as Megatron in this movie. But it had to do with the marketing. There was not a lot going on to grasp the audiences to see this movie. And me being a Transformers fan my whole life, collecting the toys, I still collect the toys. I was growing up with the Bayverse, G1, Beast Wars, Transformers Prime, those being my top, Transformers content. So when this actually came out, I was like, awesome. We have a Transformers movie that's not going to have any humans in it. I mean, yeah, it has some humor in it, but if we look back to G1 Transformers, there was always humor in Transformers. And there was a lot of people saying, oh, there's too much humor in Transformers. Transformers is supposed to be serious. Well, yes. But you also got to remember that Transformers G1 was originally a cartoon, and there was all sorts of, cheesy humor in it. I looked it up on Google to see a little bit more about this topic. So, is Transformers 1 sequel canceled? As far as it, so far, what it says on Google is yes. A sequel to the animated Transformers 1 has been canceled by Paramount. Despite positive reviews, strong audience reception for the first film, the movie underperformed at the box office. Director Josh Cooley has confirmed that Paramount has no current plans for a sequel. I think if I remember correctly, I think the film had like a $75 million budget, and the film, I think, only made like, I think it was around the 150 million worldwide, which was I think wasn't even close to breaking even. I think it had to get to like the 200 million or somewhere around there. While the film received high scores on Rotten Tomatoes, its box office performance did not meet expectation. Collider reports that this was the primary reason for the decision to cancel the sequel. even though the director had ideas for future installments, which is so unfortunate because, you know, here's the thing with, you know, Bumblebee. Everybody saw Bumblebee is really good. You know, that opening scene of Bumblebee was amazing. That Cybertron scene. But everybody said that the rest of the movie was because, you know, the humans and, you know, John Cena. They're like, oh, John Cena is not a good actor and all this stuff. You get the sequel, technically a sequel, Rise of the Beast, but it wasn't Travis Knight directing it. So Rise of the Beast had a different tone to it, but I mean, it had the same Bumblebee design from the Bumblebee movie, but a lot of the character designs of the Transformers were kind of leaning towards that, you know, Bayverse kind of look to it. Like, we're talking about Wheeljack, aka Pablo, um, which I totally hated that design. They should have just kept the G1 look of, you know, the Transformers like they looked in the Bumblebee movie. Um, and as we know, that Bumblebee I think barely made enough to break even. Rise of the Beast was lower than expected. I think it was like the lowest live action Transformers to date. And then they announced, you know, the G.I. Joe crossover, but we have no news on that. And then they try to do something with this animation, the animation of Transformers 1. And that was our chance to have, you know, like a sequel, like a trilogy, kind of like, you know, the first Bayverse movies, like 1, 2, 3, and if you count the fourth and fifth movie, you know, I like some aspects of the fourth and fifth one, but I honestly think that they should have ended with Dark of the Moon. Anyways, getting off topic. So Transformers 1 had plans, but this could mean so many different things. Uh, this doesn't technically mean it's not ever gonna happen. I think they're trying to figure out what to do to make these movies, you know, successful. In my heart, these movies are always successful. You know, I've watched Transformers 1 so many times. I've watched the recent ones so many times. Like, I collect the figures. I love these movies to death. Either it's not ever going to happen again, this is just going to be a standalone film, uh, which I hope is not the case. I hope they figure out what to do, how they can better their marketing, to pull in new fans and to make this a successful franchise. We just have to wait and see what happens. That if they'll try to give it another chance, maybe they need to raise more money with selling more figures, because in reality they lost money because Transformers 1 underperformed at the box office. So they need to find a way to make that money back. And when they do make that money back, I think they need to figure out a way to improve the marketing and how to grasp viewers to see this a sequel, if there ever is a sequel. The thing is, they didn't say no. It's never gonna happen. I think a lot of articles said there's no plans right now. That doesn't mean there won't be a sequel, but maybe I'm just being a little too open-minded about it. But if this doesn't get a sequel, I will be upset. But what I do enjoy seeing from this movie is they're making figures from it. Studio Series is coming out with, you know, Elita 1, they just announced, like, Studio Series Starscream, I think, a few weeks ago. So I hope they, you know, keep releasing, you know, figures. And hopefully this is a way to earn their money back, and hopefully to fund any new projects in the future. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that, because we're not getting anything right now, I hope they're finding a way to give us a sequel, to give us, the Rise of the Beast, G.I. Joe, crossover movie that continues after, Rise of the Beast. We shall see. If you guys want me to cover any more of Transformers stuff, I'm a big fan of Transformers. I mean, the hat, please let me know in the comments section below. Let me know what you think about Transformers 1 not getting a sequel. Do tell me how frustrating it is, because there's a lot of frustrated people. I get it. But please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Let us spread the word to Hasbro and Paramount to get their crap together and to hopefully get a sequel sometime in the future. Smash that like. Let's save the Transformers franchise. I'll see you all in the next one.